Soothed is what I will be, those seniors told me, once I breathe into the first of its wisps, and my issues getting clearer with each of its circling clouds. Like pixie dust, they said. And so I did. Aware is what I will be, my guru told me, once I read each of their sessions, each of their words omitted, finding a space into the brackets of this hollow mind. The empty chair, vocalizing my thoughts, drawing branches out of the twigs my raw ideas like to nest in. Participation is the seed to growth, they said. And so I did. Safe is what I will be, my dadi told me, once I follow each of their instructions, their borders for my own good and safety, checklisting me into their success model, falling into their rights, the tried and tested, and their wrongs, the unexplored. And so I did. For you see, my father had once told me over in the morning with the newspaper over his eyes that Vishu, free advice isn't advice. And the 11-year-old me, only a compendium of tasks and actions I was asked to perform, couldn't even differentiate between a task, opinion, or a command at that time. So therefore, for all the times they showered their principles of right and virtues of wrong over me, each of their words pierced, seeping drops into my tiny umbrella of self-concept. For advice, dear listener, doesn't come easy to those who has aptitude test scores of circles of highlighters spread over opinionated, extroverted, and dominating. And therefore, you'll trust me when I tell you that I can detect the difference between a let me hear you wish and a but I'm just saying, you know. So let me tell you what you already know. That exhaling, that whiff of smoke only made my lungs stretch further looking for a makeshift home. That the empty chair only became a resting shade for the moods too heavy to be carried by a trolley too slow. And being led by their moralities did seep in security, like that of a raincoat hung over an already drenched soul. So for all the times they spread their pickles and pastes on the slices of this brain, of experiences they thought they'd lived, of friends they thought they'd heard, I have only one advice to give. That advice, dear listeners, only comes when there's a solution to look for, when there's a key to the hole or a screw to the nut. And how do I explain that this isn't a tool of mechanics, but a block of Lego? Only to be broken, to be fixed, and fixed to be broken, destroying and evolving into houses, buildings, ridges, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. For you see, my creations are made of plastic. They exist not in sculptures, but in its moldings. But I still hear you, still let you ink, inscribing the blank spaces inside me with words of your own ink, of let me tell you why, of why don't you just, of see from my experience, and each of my nods being a step into your lands and the laws that you preach. For I am an abiding citizen, you see. But I'll still know that enough isn't what I was, enough isn't what I will be, for I am the sun setting on the horizon, a pretty sight to see, yet always out of your possible reach. So I shall burn, and I shall hide, I shall set, and I shall rise. So stop draping your curtains over my sighs and start adjusting your iris to train to this light.